morning, Vallejo, the Bay Area, and beyond. You are listening to Highly Capable on OSCAT Radio 89.5 FM KZCT in Vallejo. What's going on? It's been a little while. Your boy was put on the injured reserve list the last time I was up for the show. And your boy's playing a little hurt again today. Yep, not 100%, but that's all right. We're going to come in. We're going to keep it capable. We're going to talk a little bit of Giants. First half just ended. First quote-unquote half as we move into the All-Star break. The Warriors, off-season drama. They just won a championship. What are we even talking about? And, of course, there's Niner drama, always and forever. We're going to get into that and more, all coming up 10 to 12 on OSCAT Radio. We're highly capable. Let's go. Yes. We are back. And yeah, stick with me a little bit. Your boy's working a little injured. He's up all night with a toothache of all things. Toothache. It's just, take care of your teeth, people. It's not fun. And I've never really been one to take care of my health, mental or physical, until the last couple of years, really taking that part seriously. I had all 4 wisdom teeth. It doesn't make me any wiser. The fact that I did not get them taken out years ago proves that. But and then last show, I moved into a new apartment. It was one of my goals at the beginning of the year to get into a new living situation, and I did. Very thankful for that. But I hurt my back, of course, moving some stuff, and I couldn't get out of bed last show. My discs, again, taking care of my body is something that was not advice given to me at a young age. So if you're out there, it's never too late to start taking your health seriously. Mental, physical, and dental health while we're at it. So if anybody out there has any good dentist recommendations, hit me up on Twitter. It is no longer Bab Sports. It's Stephen Babb Acts. Stephen Babb, StevenBabbActs. Did a little rebranding about 6 weeks ago or so. Anyway, San Francisco Giants. They just closed out their quote-unquote first half of the season in a 4-game series against the Brewers. Brewers, pretty good little team. They're ahead of the Cardinals in the NL Central. Sorry again, I'm only about 3 hours sleep. So ahead of the NL Central, but not a crazy record. They're at 50 wins, which is it's good for the Brewers. In the West, though, put them in 3rd place, which is where the Giants are currently sitting. The NL West is just a beast of a division this year, last year, all years, to be honest, because of what the Dodgers and the Padres do. So if you're a Giants fan, you already know what they do. But the Brewers come into town over there at Oracle Park, which I have yet to go to this season for no other reason other than scheduling and trying to find a good time. And attendance is down. Maybe we'll get into that a little bit too, talking completely about this Giants team and what's going on and the situation of it. But attendance is down. I really need to get out to a game. And here we are. I got the day off today, and they're going into All-Star break. Anyway, so the Brew Crew comes in on Thursday, and the Giants drop one, right? And it was a tough loss. Whatever, the Giants had been, playing well, coming into the series, and they've been riding on a little bit of a high, put it that way. They've been scoring some runs. The bats have been waking up a bit over this last week, and about 8 or 9 days ago, sky's falling, trade everybody, blow the team up, You know, you got to be buyers at the trade deadline. You know, what's Farhan doing? Gabe Kapler, blah, blah, blah. So about 8-9 days ago, good buddy of mine, Ernie Chavez. What's up, Ernie? Shout you out. It hits me up and he's like, you know, what's going on with the Giants? I say, you know, this team is, it's 1 to 2 good week stretch away from everybody being back on the bandwagon, right? Like everybody, oh, you know, okay, they're out of their funk, and you start praising the team again and start praising Kapler and all these moves. And, you know, here we go. We're 8-9 days later and they've been on quite a tear. What did they win? 7 out of their last 9. Isn't that crazy? 7-2 over their last 9. But I'd say that's a good week stretch, right? Going into this All-Star break. So the Giants drop 1 on Thursday, but they come back Friday, 5-2 going into the 9th. And I got off work a little early on Friday, so as I do, throw on the Giants game if they're playing. Love listening to John Miller on KMBR. Oh my gosh, John Miller. I mean, he's in the Fort C. Frick Hall of Fame for a reason. That man he calls some baseball. Like, I wonder if it's on demand, if you can go iHeartRadio app, sorry for cross-promoting here, but hit up KMBR and see if you can go back and find that audio on demand. The bottom half of the 9th inning from Friday night at Oracle Park, Giants versus Brewers. Giants down 5-2. Joey Bart comes in. Bam! Home run. Oh, it's beautiful. They hit 3 home runs. 3 home runs that inning. Yaz comes in, grand slam to walk it off. How absolutely freaking beautiful. Such a crazy bottom half of the 9th inning. To not just come back down 5-3, but to also, or 5-2 rather, but also to just a grand slam to walk it off. Like, let's just put our stamp on this. This is ours. Like, bam. That's just beautiful. 2 solo shots and then a grand slam from Yaz. It's just wow. You got guys like BR playing well. I like this kid. I like this kid a lot, and I hope we get to see more of him in the second half. I think he's an important piece. In that 9th inning, he got hit by a pitch. You know, but sometimes that's just what's needed. And if you've been a fan of this Giants team for a while, you know that those small plays, those, you know, kind of annoyances for the other team, right? Like a hit by pitch or a broken bat single or, you know, just a blooper to beat the shift, something like that. You know, that's Giants baseball. Like the Giants, you know, they benefit a lot from those types of things. And we just haven't seen that this year like we did, especially last year. I mean, getting to 107 wins, you have to have the ball bounce your way more often than not, right? That's the only way you can possibly get there. And we just haven't seen the ball bounce like that this season, which, you know, Gabe Kapler's making the exact same moves he did last year. You know, they have a formula. And I think what gets lost in a lot of this analytical talk is that the formula, when it works, nobody questions the moves, right? And it, you know, winning is the best deodorant. Like, that's dumb. And when it's not working, they could be the exact same moves and not work. Both things can be true. So would you rather have Kapler stand pat and not follow their philosophy and follow the way that they do things? Because that is not a proven method to win. What is proven is that he does make these moves and they can work out. You know, that everybody has been complaining about, pinch hitting, taking Jock Peterson out, pinch hitting for Austin Slater. Slates is, as Cap likes to call him now. And I've been calling Anthony Slater, shout out beat reporter for the Warriors for a long time, Slates. I just think it's a cool nickname, Slates. Anyway, so taking Jock out and replacing him with Slates, having Slates pinch hit because of what the numbers say, what the analytics are. And Slater hit a pinch hit home run, like the first one of the season. If I'm not mistaken. I think he did. Could be wrong. And, that's just what can happen when Kapler is making moves that are head scratchers to most fans and most media members, for being honest. And I think it's okay. I don't have any problem with it. Do I scratch my head at times? Yeah, sure, of course. That's because I'm not in the dugout and I'm not as educated as these paid professionals are. Gabe Kapler and Farhan Zaidi have a philosophy. They have methods to their madness. That's just what it is. And with this, you're going to hit and you're going to miss. That's just sports. Now, we saw him hit more last year than he has this year. Does that mean he should stop? I don't think so. I don't think that means he should stop. They're doing things the way that they want to. They're not getting pushed or forced out of their comfort, out of what they want. And I think that is really important to pay attention to, because in doing this, they know what pieces need to be put in place, right? They have, I really think that this organization has such a strong fundamental understanding of all of their players, farm system and in the bigs. They know exactly what they get. And I think that understanding of each individual player, coupled with analytics and coupled with game experience, are going into these decisions. And the whole righty-lefty matchup, can it be overused? I think so. I do think that there is a feel to the game. Brandon Belt was going 3 for 3. This is another at-bat and pinch hit situation that has been getting talked about a lot. So the other game, Brandon Belt, we'll get back to the series against the Brewers in a moment. I just think that this is important because it's what is being discussed ad nauseum. It's what the fans are, feeling the most virile about. It's really getting to them. So Brandon Belt going 3 for 3, and Kapler pinch hits him. And so everybody's like, oh, Belt's on a heater. He's going 3 for 3. Why would you ever take that out? Because even a casual fan understands that the chances of Belt going 4 for 4 are probably at 3%. The chances of him striking out that fourth at bat, I'm just throwing these numbers out. I don't know for sure, but I could see it being plus 50%, right? Strikeout versus hit in a fourth at bat during a game. I'm going to put Brandon Belt at a higher chance to strike out than to get a single, to get a hit, even any hit. So they're playing the numbers, They always like to say regression back to the mean, right? Especially with this Giants team, especially this year, because of what happened in 2021, 107 wins. We all know this. We all know that there were career years by a lot of Giants players. The veterans were able to stay healthy for the most part, and they were able to produce more consistently at a higher level than what we had seen from them previously. So this season has been a regression back to the mean. Brandon Belt in a game, 3 for 3. That fourth at bat, I'm telling you, is not going to go the way that you think it is. And so the Giants are hedging their bets against those numbers. I mean, that's just science, right? I don't mean science this is hyperbole, but it just seems, to me, it just makes too much sense, right? Do I want to ever see Belt pinch hit for? No, I love Brandon Belt. I love the captain, right? But I also understand my teams that I root for. I understand the Giants front office, the Warriors front office, the Niners front office. I understand what they're doing, what they're building, the philosophies that they're sticking to. I would rather have a team stick with a philosophy and me as a fan have to be a little patient to see it play out than to be one of these teams like the Lakers making all these crazy moves every season, it seems like. And for what? To not make the playoffs? That would drive me crazy as a fan. Like, I would seriously be pulling my hair out if I was a Lakers fan, seeing last offseason, the previous offseason, going into 2021, coming into 21-22. Like, I would be pulling my hair out. Now, yes, 2020, they win the championship. It was in a bubble. Like, people put an asterisk. Yes, they won. Yes, they get credit for winning. But also, yes, they didn't have to travel. Also, yes, there were no fans. Also, yes, they had a huge break to get healthy before reporting to the bubble. Months. An old team, the oldest going into that season, got a months-long break. And that's something that nobody talks about. Everybody always brings up the bubble, not traveling, no fans. Very valid points. But what I think is the most valid is the fact that they had a huge break from when the pandemic hit. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but the point is, you make these big splashy moves as the Lakers, and for what? Like, 2020 is a throughout year, I think, in sports for me. Like, I don't, and it's not because the Dodgers won in a 60-game season. It's not because the Lakers won in a bubble. Okay, maybe a little bit. The fan in me, a little bit. But the adult in me, the broadcaster in me, the whatever else you want to call, when I am able to be objective and put my fan hat down, my fan split hat. Anyway, I can see as a fan of another team, or I can see how 2020 would feel different for different people. Me, it's just a throwout year across the board. It was just so weird for all of us. So many reasons that I forget about it. I don't, and it's not that the Dodgers didn't win, not that the Lakers didn't win. They did. They get rings. It just seemed weird. Anyway, making these splashy moves are no guarantee. Yes, the other side of the coin, prospects are no guarantee either. But, again, back to understanding my teams that I root for and their front offices and their philosophies. They would rather, and they're showing you this, whether you like it or not, they would rather build through the draft and through their minor league system in baseball and find those diamonds in the rough to build your franchise around. Buster Posey, Brandon Crawford, Brandon Belt, Matt Cain, Tim Lincecum, Sergio Romo. How exciting are those guys? Even Joe Panic for a season and a half. How exciting are these guys, right? Where do they come from? The Giants farm system. Look down 3rd Street to the Warriors. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Kevon Looney, now Jordan Poole. And then coming right behind them, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, Jonathan Wiseman. So it's all laid out in front of you if you're paying any kind of attention to the way that they're doing things. And it's okay if it doesn't make sense to you. It's fine. But this is what they're doing. So all this reporting, all of this noise in the media, all of this stuff you see on Twitter with fans, like, it's just, everything is laid out in front of you. This is what they're doing. The Warriors making a free agent splash is not going to happen. Right? Like, it's just, we saw them get Kevin Durant, which is cool, right? Like, Kevin Durant came, but Kevin Durant wanted to. It wasn't like the Warriors, I mean, the decision was all Kevin Durant's, right? The Warriors gave him the best chance to win a championship, so he chose to come here. But that is the outlier. That is not something we could expect to ever see again. Sports fans in the Bay Area, Like that is just that's what made it so rare and so crazy that, before that, the biggest free agent signing was Andre Iguodala, right? Like, and let's just be real, Iguodala wasn't his younger self by the time he got to the Warriors. Still, we've seen him, still a really good player, but his skill set had changed, it had adjusted, he had shifted it to that part of his career. He wasn't the high-flying, exciting player he was when he got in the league with the 76ers. But nevertheless, the point stands. These huge free agents aren't, I'm not going to say they're not going to come here, but it's not what the team is looking to do. Right? But as I mentioned, that was Kevin Durant's decision. Yes, the Warriors wanted him. Both things are true. But what is also true is that the Warriors just aren't going to go pursue any big splashy name, whether it be in trade or in free agency. That's just not, it's not the way they've done things. And they've shown you how they're going to do things. They have proven to be successful doing things the way that they are. And they're going to continue to do them, whether you like it or understand it or not. They're going to continue to be successful. Watch it play out before you start criticizing and wanting to trade these guys. Why don't you see what you have? You don't walk around offering people all the money in your pocket without knowing how much money is in your pocket. Does that make sense? You don't know what you have in these young guys. Give them a couple seasons. Give them a couple seasons to see how they play out. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. There is no window here. Championship window? They've already got 4. I don't understand how greedy you want to be. Yes, winning is nice. Yes, I'm still riding a high from this championship. But seriously, like, how greedy do you need to be? Like, the window, the window just doesn't make any sense to me. They're winning now. Right? Like, even if they just made it to the Western Conference Championship this season, and they didn't win, and they didn't move on, and they didn't win their 4th chip. To me, that's not a failure. To me, that is, you're still competitive while grooming young guys. We've seen this team be able to put key pieces to championship runs in place with the 7th to 15th seat on the bench. We're seeing the Giants do something similarly. These guys that are moving in and out of AAA, being moved around the minor system, they're developing. They're seeing what they have. They're paying attention to see if there is the next Buster Posey, Brandon Crawford, Brandon Belt, Matt Cain, Timmy Lincecum, Sergio Romo. There's a really good chance that they're in our farm system right now. Now, would you go back to 2008, 2009 and trade a hot Buster Posey prospect for, I don't know, who was a big bat at that time? Albert Pujols,